So the support to the Contras movement in the 1980s was in support of the Reagan Doctrine, which stated that it provided military support to movements opposing Soviet-supported communist governments. So in August of 1981, a CIA official met with Honduran military officials, Argentine advisors, and the FDN leadership that showed his support for the Contras operations. So on November 1st, the director of the CIA, William Casey, met with the chief of staff of the Argentine military, and the two agreed that Argentina would oversee the Contras and the United States would provide the money and the weapons. So then in 1981, that same year, President Reagan authorized the U.S. to support the Contras by giving them money, arms, and equipment through Argentina, and with the potential for the occasional direct involvement of the United States in supporting individual operations. And as a result, the frequency and the destruction of the Contras attacks increased rapidly, as well as their numbers. And toward the end of 1982, the Contras were conducting attacks deep inside Nicaragua. So assisting anti-communist insurgencies worldwide involved supplying financial support, a challenging task politically after the Democratic sweep of congressional elections in November 1982. So the first Democrats passed the Boland Amendment, which restricted CIA and Department of Defense operations in Nicaragua specifically. And then in 1984, a strengthened Boland Amendment made support almost impossible. So there were 3 different times the Boland Amendment was adjusted to not find any loopholes. So the first one was to prohibit covert assistance for military operations in Nicaragua and to authorize overt interdiction assistance. And the overt interdiction assistance consists of assistance furnished by the president on terms he may dictate to any friendly country in Central America to enable that country to prevent the use of its territory for the transfer of military equipment from or through Cuba or Nicaragua or any other country. And the assistance must be overt. For this overt aid, $30 million is provided for the FY83 and $50 million provided for the fiscal year 84. And then this is the second adjustment made to that same amendment. To the MICA substitute, to the Young Amendment to provide that the ban in the bill on the U.S. assistance to military paramilitary activity in Nicaragua will ease to take effect after 30 days if 1, the president submits to Congress a report that the government of Nicaragua is continuing to support military or paramilitary operations in El Salvador, and that U.S.-assisted military or paramilitary activity in Nicaragua is necessary. And if 2, Congress by joint resolution provides for assumption of assistance for military or paramilitary operations in Nicaragua. And the final adjustment made to the Boland Amendment was to prohibit the CIA or Defense Department to use funds of the bill to furnish military equipment, military training or advice, or other support for military activities to any group or individual not part of a country's armed forces for the purpose of overthrowing the government of Nicaragua or provoking a military exchange between Nicaragua and Honduras. The Harkin Amendment has prohibited support of any military activity in Nicaragua.